longtime BKFC athlete Paige Jansair, and you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip the Deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Saturday afternoon. We are live in the Cage Side with Christopher James studio, and we are happy to have you here. Good to have you on board, man. Welcome to Saturday. For those guys out there that were asking me about my surgical procedures this week, I posted about I had 2 different procedures. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with my stomach and my insides, and it's been a lot of painful process this week. But at the end of the day, my doctors got me through it. I'll have more answers on Thursday when I go in for my follow-up with my gastro and my primary, and we'll take it from there. I mean, that's all I can do, right? So I just have to sit back, relax, and, pray that the Lord above gives my doctors the wisdom and the insight to help me heal. What I will tell you is I have this gigantic hiatal hernia that really from my belly button up to here, like right below here, and it's causing me so many major problems. It makes me vomit 3 or 4 nights a week. It's really, really tough to deal with, but, and you guys see me, you see me at events, ring announcing, or you see me, covering an event as a member of the media, or you even see me on my show, and I'm in constant pain. I mean, like bad pain all the time, but I've learned to just kind of, power through it the best I can, because I have to, if there's no fix for it, what am I going to do? Just cry and whine every day? I'm not that guy. So for you guys out there that support me and have been showing me love, thank you so much. When I share this stuff on my social media, it is a relief for me because I have bad anxiety, and the option other than talking about on social media is taking Xanax. And I don't want to take Xanax. I don't like being medicated. I haven't taken a Xanax in, I can't even remember how many years. That's how long it's been, because I've been able to figure out a way to deal with it. And having people around, just liking my post or showing a love emoji, that helps me stay calm and stay focused on the task at hand, which is trying to figure out how to get better. So with that, I also want to shout out Justin Thornton. He fought Dylan Kleckler last night. Justin is still in the hospital, experiencing some kind of paralysis right now. He has no feeling in his limbs right now, and Dylan Kleckler, who he fought last night, hasn't slept since last night because he knows. I put up a post, and I just want you guys to remember, the flip side of fighting is that even in victory, the winner still suffers, especially when, somebody falls at their hands. Like Francesco Ricci, when he fought at BKFC and he ended up in a coma, his opponent was devastated, for a long time until he got better and everything. And slowly he recovered just as much as Francesco did. So Dylan is not, in the best mental state right now, because at the end of the day, this is a sport. We know it's a brutal, dangerous sport. There's violence, obviously. And Dylan feels horrible. And, he's probably not going to be right till we know that Justin's okay. So prayers up for all you folks out there for Justin Thornton. He went in there and, fought last night, took an L. But, like I said, it's one of those things. So prayers up to Justin, prayers out to the rest of you guys. If you're having a tough day, we're thinking about you, and, we keep everybody in our thoughts. Now, here's a guy who likes to keep everybody in his thoughts. He fought last night. He whooped up on some ass. Took on Lewis Rumsey last night. He is now 4-2 as a professional bare knuckle fighter. And, even when he wins, he looks like he's the guy that got his ass kicked. It's like his trademark, I think. I don't even know why, but he's the friendliest guy in the world. He and his wife are probably the most adorable people I've ever met. Britton and Bobo, the B&B show. So we're going to bring him in right now. He is the Bible Belt Brawler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cage Side with Christopher James, bare knuckle fighting championship heavyweight fighter, coming off a win last night at BKFC 20, the man himself, Bobo O'Bannon. Bobo, what's up, baby boy?
Hey, what's going on, sir? How are you?
Oh, same shit, smaller shovel. So before we get into your fight, you're a pro fighter. You've been for a while. How does it affect you? Because you heard me talking about Justin and Dylan's fight, and Dylan knocked him out clean last night. It was such a beautiful punch. The guy fell face first. I mean, fully face planted. And while we don't revel in that, we watch this for violence. So for you as a fighter, how does it affect you when your opponent ends up in the hospital? And something like what Justin's going through, where he's got some partial paralysis that will probably go away. That's that's the feeling I have about it. And I prayed on it, and I believe God is gonna save him. Bring him right back, and he'll be okay. But for you, I mean, how does it affect you when you hurt your opponent and he's in a bad way post fight? Does it affect you the same way? Like, because Dylan, I talked to Dylan a little while ago, and he didn't sleep last night. He's really beside himself. But this is what you guys signed up for. I mean, it could have been Dylan laying in the hospital today. It could have been you laying in the hospital today. And we know this, but from the hey, Elvin, I'm going to send you a link so you can jump in after Bobo. How does that affect you, Bobo?
That I've had I don't know if you and I about this before. We may have, I don't know. But I had an incident with my opponent. He fell dead in the ring, and they come in and he fell dead in the ring. He died in the ring. He they wall around him, a wall of people around him, so I couldn't see. And they put a defibrillator on him and get him to the hospital, put him on ICU. 24 hours later, they pulled the plug on ICU, and he passed on. And that hit me hard. That hit me tragic. That ended up ultimately being the reason why I no longer professional box. But so for me, knowing that my opponent is injured, that weighs heavy on me. Because, man, let's be honest, we're all competitors. I have seen, with the exception of one person, we have all been gentlemen and friendly towards one another. Alcher and Lopez were talking to one another, just goofing off, talking to one another after the fight last night, and that from what I have seen, that's what most of us do. Almost all of us, we're that away with one another. It's just competition is the same thing as if you're going and playing golf against somebody or baseball against the other team. You have no ill will to your opponent, physically, as far as that goes, as far as a permanent injury. So my heart bleeds for Kleckler right now, and obviously for Justin as well. I will be reaching out to Kleckler. And
yeah, I was just going to say, with what you went through, I mean, because I remember you told me about this the first time we talked, actually. But it escaped me till you brought it up again. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That happened. So maybe you'll be able to give Dustin some insight on how to, deal with this on a daily basis, because obviously, it's competition, and we know that, things like this, can happen. So the fact that, you went through something beyond what any fighter I know personally has gone through, being there with an opponent and him, ended up passing away after the fight. Is something that's valuable life experience that you could share with other fighters. So yeah, definitely. And I think Dylan would appreciate it. You guys might end up having to fight each other one day, but for right now, it's that's just, right. right. Because I think David Feldman even mentioned that last night. He goes, well, Bobo just won and Dylan just won. Maybe Bobo versus Dylan is next, so that could happen. But, even if it does, you guys are both true gentlemen, true professionals, so I don't think there'll be any bad blood or ill will. Right. You don't really like to engage in it. Dylan is definitely not a guy that engages in it, and we're going to bring in another guest with us right now, too. What the hell? I hope you got some headphones on or some earbuds. We'll see if he does. Elvin Brito. What's up, El Bandito? We got you and Bobo.
I got stranded in freaking New Orleans. I'm going to be here till tomorrow.
What the hell?
Oh no!
Yeah, I see. Look, I'm a little more beat up than normal. I was grinding up a little bit.
Hey, here's a comment from the crowd. Ross Halton. He said, "Bobo, the Bible Belt baller, O'Bannon is the best man to talk to about anything." That's awesome. So let me do something here real quick.
That's my buddy right there.
Oh man, that was a nasty knockout, bro. I was like, oh my
Which knockout?
I was surprised he kept getting up, man.
god.
I was hitting him clean, and he just kept getting up and kept
You always
going.
fight these. Like, you got some in the hospital. You find these tough dudes.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's you know, and the devastation that happens, you know, when a heavyweight cracks you versus when Elvin cracks you. And Elvin cracks, you know, it's not like Elvin don't crack, but the power behind his punch versus the power behind Bobo's
Heavyweight
punch
one punch knockout.
or Dylan's punch last night, where he just, I mean, that guy's in the hospital and, you know, he's experiencing.
That guy went down. He dove
hard.
He dove, like his head bounced.
No, he didn't dive, dude. He fell because he had no control over his body at that point.
Like
he went
head,
out.
like,
Straight down.
It was
So
crazy.
yeah, and I think the way he fell is why he is why he's in the hospital, because when he fell, you know, on his head, you know, probably he
probably hurt
neck a little bit, and I'm you know, I'm no doctor, so but I'm going to say it's probably a severely pinched nerve the way he fell, and I think it'll just, you know, take a couple of days for him to, you know, get feeling back. But right now he has no. From what my understanding is, from a few phone calls I made, he's got like no feeling or movement in his limbs right now. So, you know, all the prayers up to him. And
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah, it was that bad, you know, and you know, that's why I was talking with Bobo, because say again.
It's the way he went down, man. He went down.
Yeah. It wasn't the punch, because the punch was a clean face punch, but that's not
damage.
It's the way he fell and the way his head landed, you know, where he went down. Like, if this is his body, this is his head. He went, and it just
spiked his head on the ground.
Yep, spiked his head on the ground.
Yeah.
So boys and girls, we have an unadvertised guest has joined us on KSR, Christopher James, today. We had Bobo scheduled, and Elvin Brito, who's now stuck in New Orleans. Not a bad place to be stuck. I mean, you know, there's something to do. Walk around, hit, you know, Cafe Du Monde, get a beignet. You know, I mean, enjoy it. You know. So Bobo took on Lewis Rumsey last night, got himself a nice knockout win after pummeling this guy and the guy just kept coming forward. And Elvin Brito took on Garcia.
Garcia is tough, man.
Yeah. Now, Elvin, I've known you a long time. Bobo, I'm going to say this to you in a minute. So we're going to just kind of go back and forth with each other, talk about it. Both you guys talk about each other's fights. But Elvin, I've known you a long time, and you know I love you, right? Yes?
Yeah.
So I watched that fight last night, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was surprised that they gave you the decision.
Really? I thought I was dominating the whole fight.
Yeah, but you know, I thought it before, you know, once the fight was over, I said I think Elvin might have, you know, lost this one by the skin of his teeth. Then about a minute later, before they announced the decision, they showed the punching numbers, and this guy where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's back. This guy outstruck you 2-1.
The numbers were backwards.
They were backwards?
Yeah, the numbers were backwards, just like all our information was backwards the whole time.
Okay, because I didn't know that.
I was the one with the 51% accuracy.
When I saw that, I was like, how did they? After I saw the numbers posted on the show, I was like, how did they give Elvin a win when he got outstruck 2-1? You know, I was like, that's just insane. So, and it was a close fight. It was definitely a close fight. I think for me, it was the best fight we saw from Elvin. And he's had some really good ones, but the way he did do his thing, because you know, I think this guy. Are you there, Elvin?
Yeah, I'm there. I don't know what happened to my camera. Let me go back in and come back out.
All right, we'll bring you back in. So, but yeah, I saw that fight last night, and I honestly thought Elvin might have taken an L. And that was crazy because it was a hell of a fight. And then they showed those numbers. They showed the numbers, and I was like, when they showed the numbers, I was like, this is crazy. This is not right. You know, how does he get
numbers
a win?
backwards?
Well, okay, that makes more sense.
I had a 51% accuracy. He only landed like 20-something shots, and I was landing way more. I was pushing him around. I did exactly what I was going to do. I was telling everybody in the back, I was like, I'm going to bleed in this fight because I'm going to be pushing him around, and I'm going to be shoving my face in it. I'm going to be, you know, buckling the bare knuckle, you know, because I'm comfortable. Like, this is nothing, you know. Like, I'm comfortable with this. Like, we're comfortable with the grind. We're comfortable being in the bare knuckle. I love being in there, and I just wanted to really make it a grind for him. I could have played it cool and done what I always do and just had a smooth fight and not got hurt. I could have done that, but I wanted to really push him and fucking grind on him and you know, welcome him to BKFC. You know,
I think out of all I think of all the boxers we've seen come through, he might be the one that ends up having the most success because he did land on you last night, and he seemed to, as the fight went on. Hey, Elvin, do you have headphones or earbuds with you?
Yeah, let me see if I can
Yeah.
find
Hey,
some.
listen, do me a favor
What's
because
up?
I'm getting all this feedback, hearing myself twice. So
I'll leave
click
it.
out,
Yeah.
come back in with your headphones. Or, yeah. You heard that too, right, Bobo? Did you hear that weird sound too? Bobo? Bobo froze now. Now we lost Bobo too. Oh my God. Are you there? Yeah, now you're frozen. You might be getting bad signal. I'm guessing you're driving. So we'll wait for Bobo's thing to reset so we can see. But at least if he froze, this is a good face to be froze because he's happy and smiling. So we'll see if he comes back in here because obviously I'm wired in with 1,000 over 1,000 internet, so my end is good. Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Yeah, you're back
I
now.
had to connect to the Wi-Fi on the vehicle, but yeah, I
we
could
lost.
hear you. I could hear the echo with Burrito too.
Yeah, you were frozen like this. So at
That's
least you're
me.
smiling. That's you. But yeah, I watched that fight when they showed the numbers. I was like, okay, so my thought that he lost might be accurate, but that guy showed a lot of heart, and he did pick up on some stuff. He learned during the fight. He definitely landed and tagged Elvin a few times. I mean, he had him up against the ropes one time, and he was peppering him with uppercuts. And Elvin definitely took more shots in that fight than he has probably in his last two. And even at the end, when he was walking around, he was like, he goes, look, that's weird. I'm bleeding. I never bleed, and I was laughing. But when he comes back in, we'll talk more about
he
his.
was going to.
Yeah, he did. He told everybody, but it was just weird to see
He
it.
told us he was going to. He said he was going to make a fight out of it, make a nasty fight out of it, welcome this guy to bare knuckle. And
he
as far
did.
as I'm concerned, he did a wonderful job too. He did right what he was planning on doing.
He absolutely did. So let's talk about you and Louis Rumsey. Two big heavyweight dudes. That's that good shit I'm smoking on today.
Yeah.
Right. So we got Elvin back. So hang on, Elvin.
Yeah.
So we got Rumsey and Bobo. So Bobo, take us through that fight for you, because I've seen you fight at Toe of the Line. I've seen you fight at BKFC, and it's always fun to watch you because you're going to go in there and you're going to fight, and you're not afraid to get punched in the face, and just keep coming forward, which is what you did again last night. We got to really teach you how to not get punched as much. So when you talk to your coach on the headset next time, hey coach, how do I not get punched as much? That's what you need to work on in this next camp for your next fight. But so take us through the fight for yourself, and then after you're done, I'm going to have Elvin give us his thoughts on your fight, and then we're going to do his fight, and you're going to give us your thoughts on his fight. So let's sit back and listen to Bobo.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I owe Rumsey an apology because I did kind of underestimate him a little bit. I underestimated his ability to take punch because I had not seen him be hit real hard. So in my opinion, I was fixing to go in there and hit him harder, welcome him properly to the heavyweight division, and I thought I was going to be able to hit him and hurt him, and it was going to be over with. And that's why I went in kind of careless and rested the way that I did and receiving all this punishment. And had I been confident on his ability, had I been confident to take a punch, I would have fought the fight way different. But I wasn't sure. I wanted to check his chin, and then once his chin, I'm not going to lie, this is going to sound crazy. Send me to a sport if you want to. Once I chin, having so much fun doing what I was doing, and the crowd was loving it so much where I was like, let's stick with it. Let's just do what we're doing. Ain't no sense in sitting back and boxing and trying to look fancy and trying to show the proper form that Mr. Jason has taught me. Let's just make a battle of it. And then I started hearing Raz playing his day from the corner, hollering at me, and the instruction is stuff that I know Jason was telling him. He was telling me, double jab, backhand. And I started listening to you got to be first. You got to be first. So I started listening to him. I started things that he was telling me to do. And I did kind of pull back a little bit off of my bullheadedness, my bull in the china cabinet kind of shop kind of deal. And I did kind of go a little bit to, to training, doing what I'm supposed to do and the way I'm supposed to do it. And once I got to doing these things, started going more my way. And he didn't want to be in the clinch, but look, knuckle right here, my pointer finger knuckle, I was digging it into his ribs in the clinch, and it was hurting. You can go back and look at the film, and on his left side where I'm hitting him with my right hand, he had big red on the side, just digging them shots in there. I could hear him every time I hit him, he'd go, I knew it was getting to him, and Elvin knows what I'm talking about. When you start hitting somebody's body, you start slowing down. But let's not be stupid here. Let's be honest where, give the truth where it's needed. Rumsey he's got quick hands for a heavyweight. And I knew to slow him down, so hitting him in the body with them body shots, I knew was going to slow him down. And then every time I seen him hit the ropes, a fighter goes backwards and he knows about when he's close to the ropes. As soon as you hit the ropes, it's a surprise that you're actually right there on them. So every time I seen him hit the ropes, I tried to throw my straight right hand. And it pretty well found a home every time I threw it good. Matter of fact,
show me that hand again.
Nasty,
turn your hand,
man. Oh,
turn your hand. Yeah, there,
nasty,
a little more. Look at that.
Dude, he sliced his whole hand with his feet, with his mouth. He did. He's lucky. I'm surprised he didn't pull teeth out.
Well,
look, what happened is I threw like a little overhand right like this, and it come down. When it come down, it got them teeth. I seen he knew I hurt my hand because of the way it felt, but it wasn't painful, but just the way it felt, I knew I injured my hand. And I seen him step back, and he kind of real quick bit open his mouth again and bit on the mouthpiece, and then kind of give a little nod like he was okay. So I was like, all right, we'll keep fighting.
Making sure he didn't lose no teeth, man.
Yeah. Well,
that one hurt the both of us.
You did a great job last night, and even when you between rounds, when you put the headset on and you're talking to your coach, they brought it up on the broadcast. Like, we've never seen this before in any combat sport. Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle have been around forever. Like, and he's actually talking to his coaches in Wales, who's watching the fight live on the app and giving them advice in between rounds. And I love that, dude. I love that. It works for you, and I think since you've been doing that, I think you've actually improved. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Elvin, you watched this fight. Give me your thoughts on Bobo's fight.
Well, I was in the back, and when I looked up, he was already like slaying the dude, hitting him with big shots. I'm like, holy crap! And when he hit him, he was like finishing his it was like finishing sequence, and he hit him with that big right hook. And I was like, yeah, he's not getting back up.
Don't you wish you had that kind of power, Elvin?
I mean, I hit hard, but not that hard, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Hard,
wouldn't it be cool if you were a 165er that had Bobo
like
power?
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Look, let me tell you something. Me sparred before over at Big Roy's gym in Pensacola, Roy Jones Senior's gym in Pensacola. We've actually been sparred for a few rounds here and there. Yeah. And I don't care what anybody says. Burrito's got some power.
That's why people got. When I hit people, they back up. This is Brad Kelly. Brad Kelly just kept coming forward.
Yep. Well, it's like when you fought Jim Allers, and obviously you took an L against Jim, and when Jim came over to BKFC, nobody. I mean, I think everybody that in the MMA world that followed him was shocked because he was not known for striking or his striking prowess or power in the UFC. He always tried to grapple. He threw hands to get to where he wanted, but nothing like this. But I talked to him after that first fight, and then I talked to guys in his gym and said he's always hit hard like that. He just never did it. Because I was like, Jim Allers has hands. Who the fuck knew? But Jim Allers, and Elvin will tell you, Jim Allers does hit like a fucking truck. And if he lands, you're gonna feel it. And I know Elvin does because I've talked to a few people that spar with him. And if Elvin cracks you, you're gonna feel it. It's not like it's not like he doesn't have power, but
I got stopping power. I don't have one punch knockout power, but I have stopping power. Like,
well, no, I think you do. See, I think you do have one punch knockout power. However, because of the fighting style that you're using in bare knuckle, you're not implementing the power because you're being smart. I think if you went in there and you said, you know what, whoever the next fight is, I'm going for the knockout. I think you would. I think you could knock any of those dudes out. But you've really, in my opinion, Elvin, you've developed the best style to implement in bare knuckle. Excellent defense, being smart with your punches, landing them where they're supposed to land to score. You're staying off the side of the head. I mean, look at Elvin's hands. Elvin's hands are clean, and he landed a bunch of punches. I mean, no broken
Yeah, the
knuckles.
staff were backwards. Yeah, I landed like 78 punches or something like that.
Yeah, it could
They
have
only
had
landed like
78.
23.
Well, it was 77 to 33, and they had the number
23.
No, it was 33. I saw
Yeah,
it.
It was real low. It was like,
but
it was
no,
backwards.
it was like
they had everything backwards.
Well, I'm glad that it was backwards because that made the decision make more sense. Because
I really like the whole time, like the whole fight went exactly the way I wanted it to. I felt like I was dictating the pace and I was pushing her against the cage the whole time, and I really thought the fight was like that. I got all cut up like this. I even said in the locker room, I think he was back there. I was like, I'm gonna be bleeding after this fight because I'm gonna grind the shit out of this dude. He's gonna be welcome to BKFC.
There was one point in the fight. I don't remember what round it was. He had you up against the ropes. He landed 3 clean uppercuts that really popped your head.
Yeah.
And I'm watching your and I like I said, I've seen you fight. I've announced you fight. Yeah. And I saw your eyes, and your eyes for a split second just kind of gave me that almost like you weren't there for like that. It was it was, and he cleaned your face up with that. I was like,
the thing is, like, there was a couple times where I hit him with uppercuts, and it almost looked like he was gonna fall, and then he just get right back up again.
And he crocked you with some uppercuts, and I thought
he got me with a good right hand too. He got me with a right hand that I didn't see or feel. I just heard the crowd, and I was like, did you just hit me? And I just jumped right on top of him afterwards. I'm like,
no, with the 3, because it was a 3 uppercut scoring thing that he did on you.
Yeah, I think in the 4th round, I think he won the 4th round because of that combination. And the 4th, that was in the 4th round. I think he did good in the 4th round.
I thought you were gonna go down, like not out, but just kind of down. I'm
hard to knock down, but I got a hard hand, bro.
I know you do, bro. You showed that last night.
Unless you catch me on a nerve or something, or you get lucky, like you just hit me on. You get me on a. If you get caught on the spot, then I really feel that. If it was a different ref, it was like Clancy, because Clancy was breaking us up a lot, especially when I had dominant position.
I was going to ask you about that because there were some clinches.
Well, you see, I kept looking at Clancy, right? I kept looking at Clancy like, bro.
And you were working. You had the overhook. You had the plug.
I could have ground him
and
to
you
the
just
fine to dust.
Yeah. That fight was weird to me. Because
I think I could have finised. I think I could have finished if he would let me work.
Clancy's actually one of the better referees. He knows what's going on, and I love what he says. Don't make me get involved. He just wants to watch you guys go to work and make sure the rules are followed. But in your fight in particular,
I was active.
You were active in the clinch, so it didn't make sense to me. It's not like
there was a couple times where I had his shoulder on my chest. I had the hips. I was holding his hips tight, and I'm just pat, and it was break, and I'm like, "What? Are you serious?" I'm like, "Let me grind him out, man." I'm like, it's BKFC,
I was upset. I was yelling at the TV watching it last night. I was like, "What?"
But it was fun, man. The fight, I could have played the fight like I normally would, but I really wanted to. I wanted to really do a lot of clinch work and really throw this guy. I didn't want to give him anything, and that's how they felt when it was done. Like I didn't give him anything, and it was pretty clear to them and to me that I won that fight. I felt like I won almost every round except the 4th round when he got those quick uppercuts and he actually got a little bit of rhythm. But when I came back in the 5th round, man, I squashed him. And the fight ended with me just like the 1st round. The last round was the same way. I'm boom, 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 smashing him against the fence.
It like I said, it seemed close, and I really thought the judges were going to go against you. And I was like I said, and then they showed those numbers, so then I was like, oh my God, maybe he is going to lose.
I don't even think it was a close fight. I think it was an exciting fight, but I don't think it was close.
And that's okay. No, listen, here's the thing. Even if you land more punches, and that's the other part of it too, even if the guy does land more punches than you, let's say he landed 50 and you landed 30, those 50 punches have to be more effective than the 30 you threw. And your punches were definitely more effective. I mean, and so even if you landed the same number, you getting the win is justifiable. So
but the numbers were backwards. All the stats were backwards.
Fine. And that's fine. But
I would explain the 51% accuracy.
So Bobo, give me your evaluation of Elvin's fight. Break it down for me, bro.
I really like that fight. My headset is dead, so I'm sorry if it's feeding back.
No, you're fine right now.
I really liked Elvin's fight. I really enjoyed Elvin's fight. I thought it was a very competitive fight in the spots. I also thought Elvin just absolutely dominated the fight in more spots than that. And I do see where some people can kind of say it was close because everybody's got their own opinion, and we don't agree with all of them. But I can't see where some people looking at it would say that it was a close fight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, looking at it from my point of view, knowing what Elvin told us backstage, that he was fixing to go out and make a fight of this, he was going to make a bloody mess of it, I believe is what he said at one point.
Yeah.
He went out there and he did that, and he even still kept and dominated and kept the upper hand in the fight, I felt like.
Yeah.
And,
Even when every time he landed a big shot, he had a couple good moments, but every time he had good moments, I would just take it right back away from him.
Yep. I think part of the reason maybe, like I thought that they might have swayed it the other way is because the shots he did land on you when he landed good, clean, crisp punches that affected you. And I think he's probably been the most effective landing on you over your last 3 fights.
Yeah.
And so, but that's good because he'll be a successful boxer. That I think if he stays, I think he has.
I think he did good. And,
I think he'll stay.
Like, I wanted to take big shots and answer back because I'm trying to be the champion. Champions can do everything, bro.
So speaking of that, you're 4-0 at 165, correct?
Yep.
So are you going to make a demand to them that you need a title fight? Or if they're going to do a tournament?
I shouldn't have to ask for it. They just need to find somebody to fight. They know what's up. BKFC knows what's up. The matchmakers know what's up.
Well,
they just need to figure out who I'm going to fight.
Well, who is it in your eyes? Who are the two? Who should stand across the ring from you?
I think Caleb Harris and Joe Elmore are experienced guys in BKFC. I already fought Caleb Harris. I would like to see Caleb Harris fight Joe Elmore, but Joe Elmore's going to be out till next year. That's the problem. Like Joe Elmore would probably.
So we have to move on. So is Caleb Harris the right guy, or is there somebody else at 165?
Yeah, there's not too many guys at 165 with a lot of with a lot of fights and deep records and a lot of wins. I was 3-0. I had now I'm 4-0 at 65. I'm 4-2, but I'm 4-0 at 65, and I have the best record at 65. Even at 3-0, I had the best record at 65. So it's just not a lot of. It's not a really deep. There is the guys that are in the division have a lot of fights, but it's not a deep division,
Right. Here's a comment from Matt Seibel, and I think what he just stated here is what I've been saying all day today, is that Garcia is going to be a great BKFC fighter to even hang with Elvin.
Yeah.
And I think he for right now, if he stays on and continues to fight with you guys at BKFC, I think he becomes he'll be the most successful boxer to transition over.
Yeah. Most of the
boxers that have come over don't stick, because
I was so surprised.
MMA fighters have the advantage transitioning over boxers.
I abused him in that first round. I was tossing him around, pushing him, and
hold on, wait a minute, forgot. The most successful boxer to come over from boxing to BKFC has got to be Bobo O'Bannon, and then Garcia.
Well, let's be honest though. Even in boxing, I had promoters and managers and matchmakers, everybody telling me that I was not going to be a successful boxer because all I wanted to do was get in there and fight. So,
well, we found you a new home, and you found the spot where you belong that that allows you to do that. But we really, what I need. This is what I want to happen, and I'm not even joking. Bobo, what you need to do is you need to get leave from work for a week, and I know it's hard for you because you have to deal with your wife, but or maybe stay at home and maybe have Elvin come up for a week.
Yeah, you got to come out.
What I want you to do, well, it's not so much I want to train the jungle Elvin, but I believe he would so benefit from learning footwork with you and how to be defensive and not take all the shots to his head that he does. Even though he's a come forward kind of guy, but I think you could probably fix a few things for him.
Oh yeah, I already know talking about that already.
Yeah, so Bobo,
you
guys have to do this because Bobo, listen, as much as I love you, I'm tired of watching you get fucking punched in the head unnecessarily because you think it's fun. Stop that. Stop that.
Same thing last night. My trainer.
Bobo has a good idea of what he should be doing anyway.
But he doesn't do it. He gets in there. Then he wants to keep. He wants the violence on his end to go out, but he likes to receive it.
But look at this, Brito. When we were when me and you were sparring at Big Roy's, Was I easy to hit? Was I easy for you to land a shot on?
Nah, you're moving good, dude.
Yeah, but hold on. But Bobo, that's sparring, and you guys are not trying to take each other's head off. In a fight,
Big Roy's.
and
But
I know you spar hard at Big Roy's. They don't, it's not like pity patty. But on the same note, you weren't trying to kill Elvin, and Elvin wasn't trying to kill you. Had Elvin been coming to fight, had Elvin been coming to fight you for real, you wouldn't be as hard for him to hit as you think you are, because Elvin knows how to hit, especially in BKFC. He's the master plan right now. He's the architect of what a lot of guys need to follow.
I agree. But also, when I was sparring the big guy, me and Gio, we would try to hurt each other. I don't know why, but we were just a pure deal gym fight every time. Me and Gio La Cagnata. But anyhow, when me and Gio would get in there, I still wouldn't be super easy for Gio to hit. There would be times where I'd just bite down on my mouthpiece and I'd go and I'd get something. But there also be a lot of times to where I'd make him miss and I'd slip punches and I'd make it hard for him to hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have that ability.
Yeah, you do.
It's so much more exciting to see all of this
blocking.
We get the exciting part, but on the same note, Bobo, you have to preserve your career, because you can give us another 3 exciting fights, and that could be the end of your career. Or you can pull the gas off, take your foot off the gas just a little. I'm not telling you to go from 100 down to fucking 45, but maybe go from 100 to like 80. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that gives you more fights, more opportunities to make money and to achieve your goal of being the champion. And even though I agree with everybody's statements, doctors and medical professionals, that bare knuckle fighting is causing the least amount of brain trauma injuries, hand injuries, are comparable to boxing and MMA. But definitely on the head injuries, bare knuckle is leading the way, because you're not getting hit 50, Chris Lytle was talking about. You don't get hit in sparring, where the damage occurs for guys is in sparring. You're doing 400 rounds to get ready for a 10-round fight in boxing, and you're eating punches. Even with headgear on, you're still taking impact to your head. So if you do, 400 rounds and you're getting hit in all those rounds, you're damaged before you get to fight night.
Yeah.
Then you get to fight night, and the action gets turned up, because the guy that's across from you is hitting you harder than your sparring partner, who still tagged you up pretty good. Mm-hmm. So now you've done 410 rounds of damage to your head.
Yeah.
Versus going into a bare knuckle fight, because you're not sparring to the headshots in bare knuckle. Most of the guys aren't really sparring the same. You're coming up with different methods to train, because you can't spar bare knuckle. You'll never make it to fight night. So for Bobo, I think it's great that his prominent trainer is over in Wales. So that keeps Bobo from getting into any physical conflict during training. But and again, Bobo, I'm not bagging on your game. I'm not bagging on your game, because you've proven to everybody that you belong here, and you're just as tough as all of them, and you can knock any sucker out. So, but what I will say is your approach, being exciting is fun. And I'm not telling you not be exciting, but like I said, go from 100 miles an hour to 80, and you'll still get some blood on you. We'll still be excited, but I think it'll protect your career longer. And for me, that's what I want the most from you, because if anybody needs to continue their career where they have the opportunity to make a lot more money than they do on their day job, and they need that money on their day job and their night job fighting because of your situation at home with Britain, and I want you to have the longest career out of any motherfucker I know.
Yeah, and
because you need that money. Listen, you all need the money. You earn the money, but there's guys who truly need money, and in my heart, Bobo need. And I'm not saying Elvin doesn't need money just as bad, but in this situation, I think Bobo needs more money than Elvin, because of what he's going through with his wife. Having to take care of her. When you have somebody that's chronically ill, it's not cheap, and people sometimes forget that. They can send up prayers and all that stuff, but
don't pay the bills,
right? And some people I know help you out financially. I've made some donations to you guys, and that's awesome. But so for me, I want you to have more fights, which means you have to go from 100 to 80. And I think Elvin could be your in-person coach to get you to go from 100 to 80, because
but it's just hard for Bobo, because it's hard for him to get away.
Yeah, you might have to come to Mississippi and hang out in the country.
We were talking about that maybe I should come out for a little bit. I think if maybe if I go to the Pensacola area, because I got friends out there, maybe stay out there like a week, and we could back to Roy's like back in the day.
But and Elvin, honestly, what you should do.
Yeah.
I mean, with Bobo, it's different. But what I'm going to tell you honestly, I think what you need to do is open a bare knuckle academy here in the Southeast United States, and spend time working with your coaches and getting somebody up here
Yeah.
that can run the school on a day to day where they're implementing your style, and you come up once a month and
It's not the style, man, because like obviously you can't teach people to fight the way I fight, but it's the method. Because I was telling the most just real quick, like the most important defensive thing in bare knuckle is blocking. Because if you look at Julio Garcia, he's fast and he throws a lot of combinations, but when he fought no combination, he had an elbow in front of him the whole time. He's like, I'm not gonna hit that fucking thing. I'm like turning my back on him, and he's like, nah. He's like, he's like, nah, I'm good. You know that the elbow's gonna be there. It's like if I hit that elbow 2-3 times, I'm done. You gotta make him shy away. You gotta use the psychological aspect of bare knuckle. And if a guy blasts elbows a couple times, blasts top, perfect example is Beltran's last fight. He fought a Shoemaker. Shoemaker hit him with 3 big ass overhands in the first round, and as soon as he hit him with that last overhand, I was like, he's done. He hit him right on top of the head. I'm like, there's no way. How are you gonna keep doing that? You can't keep doing that. And he never threw it again for the rest of the fight. You shoot your hands, but you gotta break people down, and you'll never be able to have enough power if you make him second guess, even throwing as hard as you can. Make him combinations. That little stuff like that deter him. Stifle the attack. Not just stop him from attacking, but stifle it, where it makes it painful to even want to think about hitting you.
Hey, Bobo, who's next for you? Who do you want next?
I don't care.
That's how I feel.
Well, I know, but there has to for both of you. There has to be. I mean, there has to be a game plan. There has to be an order. There has to be. I think there has to be names that you have to look for, because those are the ones that are either going to get you to the title fight or could be the title fight. So I think, and you're 4-0 at 165. Bobo's 4-2 now at heavyweight. So there's got to be a name. There's got to be a bigger name.
I don't care. Whoever. Seriously, I really sincerely, I do not care. They can give me a name. They give me a price. And as long as the price is reflective of the name, let's do it.
All right. So how much would they have to pay you to fight Elvin Brito?
Oh man, fight Brito, man. That's my butt.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Certain level with people. Once I get to a certain level with people, I ain't fighting them. Like me and
Bobo, you have to.
Definitely, without a doubt. Because we
Bobo, listen, you have to listen.
But as far as the fight goes,
we were talking earlier. Oh, hang on. We were talking earlier, and you said you were going to reach out to Dylan to try to give him some comfort while he's dealing with this injury that was sustained by Thornton. So you're going to get deep with that man, which means you're going to ascertain a level of friendship with him, a bond with him. Now, what if it's Dylan next? What if it's Dylan for the heavyweight championship and you have to fight him, dude? You're going to say no because you're friends?
You gotta be willing to fight.
That's not what I said.
It's business.
Yeah, it. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's different.
But didn't you say when you get to a certain level with some people, you're not going to fight them?
Here's. I guess this is what I meant. That's not at all what I meant. I guess this is what I'm saying. Brito is a small guy, without a doubt. So in my mind, the way that I feel about Brito, if I seen somebody messing with him anywhere, I don't care where it is, I don't care what's going on. If I see somebody physically trying to mess with Brito, I'm coming in like a bull in a china cabinet. I'm just wrecking everything.
I know.
Because that's my boy right there. You don't reach the level that me and Brito's at with our relationship, with our bond that we have with one another. We don't talk to each other a whole lot. We don't talk to each other all the time or anything like that. But every time me and Brito has communicated, it's always been very cordial, very nice, very just like best of friends, picking right back up where they left off at. So Brito, there's several fighters who are on the same level with me, like me and Brito are. Now, Kleckler, I really like Kleckler. I do. I met Kleckler over at Roy's one time when Brito was over there. Yep. And Big Roy's in Pensacola. I really like Kleckler. He's a super good dude from what little bit I know of him. But he's and he is a big guy.
Let me interrupt for a minute. Kleckler is one of the, like you, Bobo, how I think of you like you're a super awesome human being. Dylan Kleckler is the same thing. He's good to his family. He takes care of them. He does everything right. He's not getting into trouble. He cares for his fellow human being. So yeah, Dylan like is, just a different version of Bobo, I guess. He's a little less country than you.
Come on, yes, sir.
Come on now, come on now.
Little closer to the city.
I love country sayings. Like the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas has my favorite saying ever. Well, there's two of them actually, but the one that I really like is if you've never seen the movie, it's about a whorehouse in Texas, blah, 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 the chicken ranch. It was kind of based on a real life thing. But Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton are the main actors in the movie. And Burt Reynolds is talking to Dolly Parton about something, and she goes, well, that makes me about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. And, with her accent, I love that. So do you get that kind of feeling, either of you, where you're about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs when you walk when you first step foot into the ring?
Dude, I love fighting, man.
No nerves?
Look, Brito is as cool as a frozen glass of water. That dude, he don't get worked up over none of it. I'm telling you that now. He is, cool, calm. I'm jealous of the way that Brito. You talk to him right before the fight, right before he's about to walk out for the fight.
Yeah, you know who I hate to see before a fight? Chris Lieben.
The fight, and he's
scary, man.
Chris Lieben is a scary man. The complete opposite of Elvin. Like Elvin before a fight, he'll sit out in the crowd and he'll probably eat popcorn with people if they offer it to him. He's just chilling, right? Then he'll go in the back and make the walk to the ring. Then there's Chris Lieben. He's pacing back and forth in his dressing room, and nobody wants to go near him. Nobody wants to talk to him.
Dude, you gonna say hi to him? You're like, nah, bad idea.
if I'm in the back, and I've been at the back for a couple of his fights, and I see him over here, and he's not even looking at me, right? He's just doing his thing. I walk the other way, and I walk the other way rapidly. I don't just
the scariest dude in the back, man. I've never seen dudes so scary in the back. I'm like, why are you so scary, bro? Even me, dude. I was, I was like, I'm gonna leave him alone. I just backed up, and just leave him alone because he was all in his. He gets freaking like sights, man.
He goes to a dark place.
Yeah, man.
But the thing is, Chris Lieben is a super nice
cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Except right before he fights.
Yeah.
Then it's like he's been possessed. Satan has jumped in there and brought some friends, and they're all inside Chris's mind. They're waiting to come out, and that's why he does it to protect us. That's why he becomes that way, so we don't fuck with them. Like the first time I saw him was in Mississippi at a fight, and he was walking back and forth, and Ron Kruk was there, and I'm there, and some other people are there, and I think Kruk was supposed to get an interview with him pre-fight, and he was supposed to get a pre-fight interview, and Ron Kruk was like, I'm not going over there. And I'm like, I'm not going over there. And, we just won't walk away, like that.
Pick your battles, bro.
If you ask me,
pick
say,
your interviews.
Three options. You're going to have to do one of these three things. Jump into a lion pit with a lion, stand in front of a Mack truck doing 100 miles an hour, or say hi to Chris Lieben before a fight. I'm doing any one of the other two. I'd rather fucking face a lion or a truck and talk to Chris Lieben before a fight.
Yeah, dude, for sure, dude. I know I've witnessed it myself, so I know it's true. I was dude, he's scary.
So, Elvin, what was your outside of your own fight? And I don't know how many of the fights you did get to see. What was your favorite fight last night?
Dude, there was so many good fights last night, man. I couldn't really pick one fight. Dude, the whole event was so. I gotta go back and watch all the fights. But dude, I see so many nasty knockouts. It was a vicious. There was so many veterans. Only 2 guys were first time guys in the whole card. So
yeah, that's true.
It was. There was a lot of knockouts, a lot of nasty fights. It was good. I had a really good scrap. Even call it Alan Belcher's fight ended up being a pretty good scrap.
That was a good scrap.
That was a good scrap. Yeah, that was a good scrap.
Bobo, what about you? Did you have a favorite fight from last night?
I enjoyed all of them. I'm not gonna lie. All of them.
Yeah, man, I love fighting. You know me, Chris, man. I lose my voice every time I go to the events. I love fighting.
I'll tell you. Do you guys know that all the blue corner fighters won last night? I think that's the first time that's happened to BKFC.
Come on, that's pretty.
Every
Hey, that was the first time I
every
was in the
blue
blue
corner
corner,
fighter.
That's the first time I was
Yeah,
in the blue corner, though.
Yep, that's
I'm
true.
always in the red corner.
Always the red corner. You know,
Yeah.
my boy Forrest is watching. He said the first fight that kicked off the card was incredible, and that was Bobby Taylor and Ronnie Rogers. And Bobby Taylor gun cleaned that boy. They were,
Oh man, he went
what a way
down
to start the show.
hard.
But you know, it's funny. The two prelim fights ended up with knockouts, both in the first round, and then we went to 1, 2, 3, 4 fights that went to decision. With the last one being Elvin's. Then we had. Did you guys see the Harrison Stevenson and Melvin Gillard fight?
Nah, man, but I heard a lot of bad stuff about it.
Yeah, Melvin. You know, and here's the thing: in real time, I understand why the ref stopped it and called the DQ, because in real time it looked like he really definitely hit him down when he was on the ground. But when they showed the replay, it almost looked like he had space before he actually touched the ground. And Melvin, saw that and kept working because he felt that Harrison wasn't on the ground. I don't like the DQ being called
I think that was a little too much.
No, the DQ is warranted. If what they thought they saw,
what they saw.
But I don't like.
But
I don't like the intentional, because I don't think he intended to break the rule, and that's what it is.
It just sucks for Melvin. Like it's like he's been getting played his last two fights. That fight and the one before that where they just let him get hit while he was down. Well, so it's just it sucks. Hopefully he can get a win in.
What do you guys think of the main event, Reggie and Johnny?
Oh man, I was
stitched up.
Oh, you were getting stitched up?
But I did get to see pieces of it, and just my opinion. I'm sorry, Brito, I cut you off. I'm sorry, but my opinion of it, I felt like it was kind of a run back of the first one. That'd be my opinion of it.
As soon as the fight started, I was like, "Damn, it's gonna be just like the first fight."
I didn't think it was going to be just like the first fight until Johnny knocked him down in round 1.
Yeah, the first round.
I think
the first
Johnny
round,
knocked him
as
down.
soon as the fight started.
And Reggie, came on in round 2. Reggie had a better second round.
Yeah,
but it was just, and
he just couldn't land effectively against him.
Listen, both guys I have all the respect for, and I love them. And of course, I'd like to see Reggie be able to claim gold one day, but he's got to get through Johnny. And Johnny said pre-fight last night that he thinks that Reggie Barnett Jr. is going to be the greatest bare knuckle fighter in history that won't win a title. And he said that because he knows that the title's going to go through him, and he feels that Reggie can't beat him. He's got Reggie's
He got his number, man. He got his number, man.
And that happens. Sometimes somebody gets your number, and there's just there's a mental block. So hats off to both guys for putting on a great fight. But man,
that was a great
my heart hurts for Reggie. Great fight, by the way. Like as watching this guy come from where he came to where he is, your heart's got to hurt for the guy just as a human being, because you want to see him achieve what he wants.
I might just disappear out of nowhere.
Hey, look, I gotta run. I gotta get off here. I've actually pulled over at a truck stop, and I'm sitting in the gas pump here. They're asking.
Nice. Well, listen, Bobo.
Yeah, my phone's about to die.
Okay, so we'll all wrap up here. So we'll do this the right way. Bobo, thank you for being here today after your fight. Thank you for an exciting performance. But we're going to go from 100 to 80 so we can get a few more of those exciting fights out of you.
Yes.
We love you. Tell the wifey and the family who said hello, man. We always got you guys in our thoughts. You are two of the cutest people I've ever met in my life. And, I love the way you guys are with each other. So that brings a smile to my face all the time. For Elvin, thank you for being here unannounced. I was going to actually hit you up during the week. And then I said, well, let's just bring him in now.
Hey, why not,
thank you for coming in.
Plenty of time.
Sorry you got stuck in New Orleans, but I'm like, it could be worse. You could have gotten stuck in a lot worse places. So, enjoy it. Maybe, it's not too far from Mississippi, man. Maybe just go hang out with Bobo and his family for the rest of the day.
He's about 3.5 hours.
Hey, come pick me up, though.
Come pick him up, Bobo. Take him out to the country. Take him out to the country.
Me and my wife, we just had to make a living relocation. And so I'm actually driving to Mobile from the fights to go get a washing machine and dryer right now. So, and some other things. Right. So
you should go pick up Elvin. He can help you lift shit, bro.
There you go. That's right.
But listen, much love to both of you guys. I think Elvin's frozen because his phone might have died, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to say goodbye to us. But I know he loves us both. I love both of you guys, man. All the respect in the world. Thank you for taking the time to join me on my show and hang out with us for a little while and always be just yourselves, man. I appreciate that from both of you. God bless you both, man, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, sir. God bless and have a good one.
You too, brother.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so bye-bye to Bobo. Bye-bye to Bandito. And hello to Christopher James. So, guys, hey, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to try to touch base with Alex Nicholson, get him on later on tonight. Also, Bobby Taylor. He's traveling right now, so he couldn't make his scheduled time of 2:30, which is no big deal because we had Elvin jump in, and help us out. So we appreciate that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. And again, thanks for all the support this week while I've been going through some rough times. Like I said, I don't even feel good right now, but I'll tell you that, but I'll never show you that because, I want to do my thing and I want to do the best I can. I want you guys to enjoy it. So with that being said, thanks so much for being here and being a part of my life today and for allowing me to be a part of your life for just a little while. It means everything to me right here in my heart, man. God bless you all. Until next time, kids, which will probably be later tonight, I am Christopher James. You've been Cage Side. Good afternoon.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Throw up the deuces. There you go, baby.